This is a good time, as good a time as any, for me to slide on down to the other end of the couch so you can take my place on the hot cushion. So, Justin, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Fantastic. Okay, so today I'm going to discuss your fantasy football footprint and follow that up with some questions. Please keep in mind that I'm going to be very direct, to the point, and brutally honest. And the questions are not necessarily going to be easy. Is that good?
That sounds awesome.
Perfect. So before we get into the meat of this potato, I'd like to ask just a few things about you. All right. So what keeps your fantasy football experience from becoming stagnant or boring?
Having Miles Sanders and DJ Moore.
Woo! So doing the same thing over and over again.
Getting players I like. That's what you guys do.
That's the process.
I love it. So whereabouts you live in this world?
I live in upstate New York right now, but hopefully going to be going to PA school somewhere warmer. That's my goal.
Nice.
Wherever Jared gets you.
Richard lives in downstate New York. He's in NYC.
Ooh.
All right,
Use that weather down south.
Everybody's like, ooh.
Ooh.
Sorry for you, brother.
So you started your podcast as redraft focused, but have added dynasty content. Are there any players that you are so in love with that you find yourself drafting in both seasonal and dynasty formats?
Occasionally, if they're in a good situation this year. Like, for example, I like CeeDee Lamb a lot, but I won't be taking him in redraft leagues because there's no point to do that. But players like DJ Moore and Miles Sanders, I'm just going to keep going back to them. I love them in redraft as well this year. So
Draft them and get them in both. That's kind of the thing, right? Like, are there players like that translate? For me, last year it was Godwin, Derrick Henry, a few of those other guys that I was able to get because people just, it's Derrick Henry, he won't be that great, but you could snag him at the end of the third, early fourth.
Exactly. Yeah, Calvin Ridley this year, I don't mind in Dynasty. The hype's getting out of control, but in redraft he's going way too high, so I won't have any Calvin Ridley this year in redraft. He's already going early fourth round, I believe. So
everybody loves him. I mean,
Keenan, Amari, A-Rob, Sutton, Juju,
Julio.
just all the Jared Brand wide receivers except Corey Davis.
All right, I'm a beer guy.
Dynasty.
Okay.
What's your favorite brewery?
So there's a local one near me called Artisanal, and that has some pretty interesting beers and some good ones as well. They have usually every month they change their. I believe it's called. Trying to think of the name of it. It's something like a certain name for IPA, and they'll change the number of it or something like that. They have two different things like that, but they have pretty good beer, and they just relocate it somewhere. I don't know yet where, but they're somewhere.
Find them. All right, so the final introduction question: what is your favorite thing about fantasy basketball?
Favorite thing about fantasy basketball? That's a great question.
I like getting drunk with Coop and then giving him my wish to score 3 home runs in a single game for me.
Okay.
I'm a huge proponent of point per strike out.
Point per strike out. I like that.
Those are my leagues.
Yeah.
So now it's time for the hard-hitting analysis and drama-laden questions. Are you ready?
I am ready.
You grew up a Giants fan, but that was forced on you at birth. You later decided to move your fandom to Miami. Timothy Oliphant was forced to move out of Miami, even though he was considered his shooting of a criminal to be justified. Matt Breida is the running back with blazing 40 time and tremendous upside, but will be partnered with a consistently underrated true runner in Jordan Howard. Once Timothy Oliphant was relegated to working in his home county in Kentucky, he found himself running back into the arms of his old life. What is the name of the Kentucky running back that will score the most fantasy points in 2020?
Lynn Bowden, baby.
All right, the correct answer is Benny Snell. It would have been either Benny Snell or Lynn Bowden, depending on which one you answered. So that was impossible to get right. Apologize for that. All right, so I have spent many years of my life as an estimator in the construction industry. This is essentially legalized gambling. You simply develop cost basis, assess risk, and then take a stab at the price that gives you a suitable opportunity to make money. On the Father Son podcast, I often hear Paul being a shrewd estimator as he picks and chooses which are his best betting opportunities offered by Justin. Despite the thrill of always losing bets, Justin doesn't back down from his unfortunate opinions. To adjust bank cubic yards to loose cubic yards for the purpose of haul-off calculations during earthwork, you would need to know the swell factor. What is the condition characterized by the swelling of the thyroid gland due to iodine deficiency?
Gout.
Close, it's a goiter.
Goiter. Dang it.
Yeah, you were really close there. That was closer than I thought you'd be. Give him a half a point, Rich.
Done.
All right, you have recently tried to do some rebranding to limit the quantity of effing letters in your name. Justin FSFF and at Paul SFSFF are no longer followed by FSFF, but rather now by FFB. The S seems to be completely lost in the new transition, leading many to speculate if the son lost a bet and is no longer a namesake for the Father Fantasy Football Podcast. Maybe he was simply cast into some dynasty dungeon never to be heard from again. In the 1993 movie classic Robin Hood was aided in his escape by fellow inmate A Sneeze, using their strength of feet. A Sneeze then instructed Robin to find his son, whose name was what?
Sheesh, I wasn't even alive. I'm not gonna get this right. Let's just say Geronimo. I'll just do a random name.
No, the hit movie Robin Hood Men in Tights. A Sneeze, his son was named Achoo.
Oh,
Achoo, yes. All right, so Justin, you often target many players and then stick by them through the thick and thin. Even if Miles were named Bernie, Justin would vote for him. He is always up in the club saying, "Hey, DJ, give me more of that Warren G and Nate Dogg. Rhaegar, you laters, mount up." One would even say that you are a Sutton for punishment, as you often try to unsuccessfully pry Cortland from Jeremy. What is the first and last name of the following vet that offers the most upside from their ADP? Cortland, DJ, Jalen, or Miles?
Jalen Rager. Jalen.
Close. It's Jalen Hurd. Jalen Rager is not a vet. So that was really a good answer, though. So you guys have a point. That's pretty good. So I'd like to thank you for your time. I appreciate your candid and truthful answers and my insightful and hard-hitting analysis.